If you're a real estate investor sending mail trying to buy off-market properties in the state of Georgia, or you are mailing to owners who live in the state of Georgia, this law affects you. I'm here in Georgia today to talk about a new law that the Georgia legislature passed into law in January of 2024. This new statute puts heavy restrictions on mail solicitations to buy off-market properties. In other words, if you're a real estate investor sending mail trying to buy off-market properties in the state of Georgia, or you are mailing to owners who live in the state of Georgia, this law affects you. In a nutshell, it is saying that when sending a solicitation to buy a piece of real estate, you must clearly identify that this is a solicitation both on the outside of the envelope and also on the letter on the inside. If you're mailing a postcard or a self-mailer, the disclaimer must show clearly on the mailing panel. Now, the good news is if you're a licensed real estate broker, you are exempt from this requirement. But if you don't like this, the easiest thing to do is to become a licensed real estate broker. But I know that's not an easy process. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the two notices that must appear on the mailer. The most difficult part of this law is that the notice that needs to appear on the letter must be at least 16-point type and in a font as large or larger than any other font on the page. And it must have a 2-inch white space around it. That 2-inch white space is a killer to effective mailer design. It makes the ability to use small postcards nearly impossible. Even medium-sized postcards will be tough to design. What they're trying to do is eliminate any deceptive marketing practices. In the real estate investor space, it's very common to mail something that looks like a check or something unusual to get the recipient's attention. Great marketing mailers are designed in a way that the recipient takes a second and pays attention to the message. With this new law, the combination of the large font and the 2-inch white space will make it very difficult to design a mailer that is effective, but not impossible. As always, REIPrintMail tries to stay ahead of market changes, and we have designed a series of mailers that meet the specifications of this law. And I'll tell you up front, none of these are tested since this is so new. Now, if you're an investor using mail to find properties, you need to think about two types of people. First, if you're living in Georgia and you're mailing to prospects who also live in Georgia, you have no choice but to use mailers that comply with the law or become a licensed real estate broker. The second group of people are investors who are marketing to properties outside of Georgia, but the owners of those properties live in Georgia and you're actually mailing to Georgia. In that case, in the short term, what we're going to do is we're going to recommend that you simply delete those names from your mailing list to avoid having to worry about this Georgia law. For most of our clients, the list of Georgia owners will be very small and will not have a major impact on any campaign. As time goes on, we are working on a system that will allow us to automatically adjust mailers to Georgia locations, but that is a very complex programming task and will take months to design. If you are focusing on Georgia properties, I suggest you take this law seriously as the fines for violating it are hefty. If you have any questions about this Georgia law, call one of our marketing experts, book a 15-minute coaching call, and they'll be happy to help you to understand what you can and cannot do, as we spend a lot of time understanding this and we feel like we're as knowledgeable as anybody in the market. Keep in mind, we are not lawyers, but we are experts in direct mail and we're going to help you through this process.